Hey guys, welcome back inside the stash. Just want to take a look at a few aftermarket pieces that we got in here. No kits in this, so if you're looking for kits, skip on by. This is all decals and some resin stuff. So we'll just plow on into it, shall we? So got this big old bag of resin bits here. Just leaving them in this bag because it's just easier to keep them all in one piece until I did this video. So what these are the new set of trans kit, if you will, headlights from SK Models. So this is some Frankie resin goodness here. Trying to get them in the bag so that I can hold them up to the camera without them sliding around. And what these are the Sprint headlights. There we go. The Sprint headlights for the AMG GT3 kit. Anybody who knows my obsession and fascination with these kits knows that the kit as it comes from Tamiya has the endurance headlight setup, where it's a set of twin projector beams, and then down on the bottom there are a set of driver's lights. On the Sprint race cars, which is all of your Ghia Race of Macau, all of your Blancpain GT kits, several of the ADAC decal sheets that are available out there, and things like that. They require those headlights, and then they have blank plates that go in where the endurance fog light, driving lights, however you want to look at those lights in the front bumper being called, go into. So several sets of those. Basically, it's every single set I need as it stands right now. I'm sure we'll probably need more as time goes along. But for the livery decals I have, those are the number of them that I needed. Just one of those things where, like, Sam over Slash Models offered them in a completely different configuration as far as how they're built up. These are sort of 3D rendered and then printed and then cast. Sam's were sort of taking the kit piece out of the Revell AMG GT street car and meshing it with the surround of the light from the actual Tamiya kit, so that the surround fit flush. Same sort of idea. I mean, they still fit just the same way. But so I'm excited in a sense to have these. I mean, right now I have a whole bunch of stuff going on right now with the bench being back home, at least for the moment. So, like, is this something I'm going to jump on? No, but I'm happy to have them, mainly because Sam sold out of his. You may recall, he sold out of the first run. I managed to pick up one set, which was, I believe, the last set he had off of the second run, and I don't know if he's going to do any more or not. And then Frankie said he was going to do his, so I just, rather than chase Sam around for something, I just waited until these were done, and I picked up 15 sets. So I have enough for all of my, mostly Ghia Race of Macau cars. Also, from Frankie, we had several sets of decals come out this month. These are all his work. No participation from me other than rah, go do that. I'll buy them when they're done. First up, you have the 2018. Well, these are all 2018 Macau race cars, but this is the 2018 Team Schnitzer car. This is the. I'm going to turn this light off, kill some of the glare. This is the winning car from the race. So this is Farfus's car. They actually won the race with. There is a piece of photo etch I'm not going to fish out of here. That's a sort of a Mercedes-Benz logo with Macau Champion in it. It's a very nice little piece. Comes with every single set of decals. This decal sheet looks to be, for the most part, a situation where you will just sort of paint the car white and then the back bumper black. Perhaps this area here, I need to get the decals out and look at them completely. Maybe this area back here on the back, the swoosh, although I think this lower part of the swoosh right here and this sort of upper part around the tail light is included. You just have to paint the bumper black, and then the decals will do everything else for you. So, nice big roof decal. That's always fun. Then you have the three AMG GT3s that were run by Group M Racing. You have the Edward Mortara car, which is the #1 car with the more traditional Mercedes-Benz logo, and it is just Glare City. Can we go this way with it? Maybe get it. I just want it to focus. Why? This thing is as big as the screen. There we go. It says the Mercedes Me logo. Very cool car. This is a very cool setup because Frankie has included like the back half of the car. If you look at this, it's kind of hard to tell, but the car is silver, and then this middle area here is a very, very dark gray, and then the back end of the car is black. So he's included all of the black decals. So you just have to find a nice dark gray to paint the hood and the middle part of the car, and then you're all set on that. And then we have the Mario Engel car, which is an 888 car. So this is the red one of the two cars. As you can just see, both of these Grip M cars look pretty similar. They just have a slightly different logo to them. So this is the same thing. You paint the car red, and all of the black is included in the decal sheet. I believe that's how this is working. That's the way it looks like to me with the way those decals are cut. So there's that. And then you have the Marcello car, which is the 999, which is the really what we call the white car, but it's effectively the same sort of trim, the same sort of decal pattern, just in a white. So you paint the car white, and then all the red and black are again decals. So there are those items in. Finally, well, finally, those are not really a finally. One sort of in between the decals thing, we picked up the new GTR 4-door resin trans kit from Ukrainian Scale Car Productions for the R33. This is more or less a drop fit onto the Tamiya R-Spec, or the Tamiya GTR V-Spec rather, R33 kit. In this box, you get a little sheet of acetate with a template to cut the side windows, because the one-piece window that is in the R33 kit itself is too short for the longer greenhouse of the 4-door. You get a new interior floor piece, as well as, let's make sure these are right side up, new interior side panels for the 4-door, and then you get the body itself, which I'll move the box out of the way and get this back out of its little bubble wrap protective coating. And I guess we're going to take this and aim the camera down at it. So there we go. So this is, like I said, a almost a fantasy car in reality, because obviously there was a 4-door R33 Skyline, but it was not a GTR by any stretch of the imagination. I think this is sort of a kind of, not fantasy, but based on a image that floats around online of a 4-door GTR. I think it's somebody who took a 4-door Skyline and just put the front clip of a GTR onto it. But overall, the casting is pretty decent. Mine is a little rough back here on the back end. See, it's kind of when they were, I don't know if this is where the injection part of the actual mold was, and they cut the boss kind of a little too deep there. So this bumper back here is going to take some work. This divot right here is particularly obnoxious. The back end itself, the whole back end itself is kind of a little dicey. Those panel lines are going to need to be rescribed a bit. The inner fender wells here are kind of bad as well, but those I probably won't really screw with too much, because after all, who's really going to see that part? Everything else is pretty crisp. My body did come with this B-pillar being snapped away from the body down here. Somebody, I'm guessing they probably were picking these things up by the, like you picking it up like right here, and this one snapped. Now, you can see I put it back, just, fit it back into place. It kind of looks kind of scrubby right there. If I can get the camera to focus on what I want it to focus on rather than the background, that'd be great, but of course, probably not. But that's just a little bit of flash in this area here, rather than it being any kind of break in the window itself. So like I said, it's kind of a cool conversation piece, because, again, they didn't actually make the back end of this car is pretty much a 4-door, is pretty much the Skyline's rear end from an R33. The front end of this is most certainly the front clip-off of a GTR. So it's sort of a phantom car, if you will. It's not really, technically speaking, a four-door GTS M or GTS R or whatever. But it's still, like I said, it is. I didn't take my kit out completely. Whoa, geez, I didn't realize that box was flapping in, so I glance up at the camera there. Sorry about that. But it does seem to, at least, drop fit directly onto the Tamiya chassis. Because I did take the kit sort of, try to get that little bit of glare out of the corner of the camera. You guys can't see it, but I can't tell. But when you take the body off of the Tamiya GTR to the coupe and this kit, and you made them up, the wheel wells made up exactly. I didn't take the chassis off of the runner because this is a long, in the future project, especially with the way the back end of the car's all borked up. But it does it drop fit over the chassis as far as I can get it without cutting it off the spruce. So it looks like everything as far as fitting this kit to the trans kit, the base kit and everything else, looks like it'll be good. What you do for the windows on the front and rear glass, you take that one-piece window unit and you cut the side windows off it, and then you recycle the windshield and the rear window into this resin piece, and then you cut out the acetate for the side windows. So maybe one of those is where I cut out the acetate for the back windows and just leave the front windows open. We'll see how the acetate looks like when you actually take it and stick it to the car, because it's probably going to have to come in from behind with those B-pillars being molded into the car. So there's that. And lastly, in this video, we want to cover real quick, I got the Ford GT decals in for the 24 Hours of Daytona. These are going to be, of course, Diego's decals over Racing Decals 43. You have the Castrol set. So this is the number 67 car, and that's what that looks like right there. The red and green car. If I was to make any critique whatsoever about, and this goes for every one of Diego's decals, is the fact that he doesn't include an actual numbered decal placement guide. So you got to do a little bit of that goes there kind of thing, back and forth. This design especially, there's nothing particularly wild and outrageous with it. So it's not like you can't figure it out. There are some very, very large decals as far as the panels go, so it should be interesting to see how well they lay down. Diego's decals are and have been in general some very, very fine decals. I think he uses there's two decal companies in Italy. There's Cartograph and something starts with a Z, and I want to say Zanardi, but that's not it. So I'm sure somebody in the comments will chip it up there. I'm just having a brain freeze right now. And I think it's the other company that does his decals. But you can see sort of here at the very top, you have the very large side swoop for the Castrol, and then you have this larger piece down here. And that is going to basically be, the side swoop is along the side of the car here, and then that other piece is the bottom green piece down here, and then the stripe that goes up over the top of the top of the fender right there. So it'd be interesting to see how that all fits when it's all said and done with. And then you have the Motorcraft livery, the number 66 car. This is a little bit more basic, a little simpler. There's not quite so many stripes going on with it. And that car looks like this when you're complete with it. So that's cool. I'm happy to have both these liveries because, of course, that just means paint the car white and letting the decals do everything else for you. And then the other thing that Diego did for his for these cars is he made a carbon fiber decal set for them. And basically, the way this works is this part here are the wings. This part is the front lip spoiler. These are the headlight inserts. This part goes on the engine cover. These are the side skirts. This right here is the front lip area, and then all of these pie wedges are the rear splitter. So we'll flip it around to the actual instructions. Now these you see are numbered with layouts. So yeah, all the time be good, just personal preference wise. But you get the general gist there of what's going on. You get carbon fiber for the front lip, the front air intake, the side skirts, the headlight area, the little areas both for the fuel filler doors. There's a separate little carbon fiber there for the air intakes for the front this area here, right here, the air intakes on the front. So that'll show through, and then most of the rest of it is for the splitter. So very, very cool. Got two sets, one for each of those. because I have two. I managed to get over at Hobby Link Japan 2 of the Revell GTLM kits in my personal warehouse at the moment. I think the last time I checked, they were back to being sold out of those. Who knows when they'll get more stock in, the way Revell's distribution has been. Although Revell's distribution outside of the United States seems to work a great deal better than it does here in the United States, seeing that here in the United States, you still can't even get the model kit itself. So the kits were selling for, I think it was $28 and change in Japan. So if you can find them, if they have them in stock, it's a pretty good deal for those decals as well. So anyway, guys, that wraps up this video. Like I said, it was just a few aftermarket things. Next big kit shipment probably won't be till the middle of next month. It would be my guess if I had to put a finger on it right now. Everything over there is right around a month old, and I'll probably hold it through until next month. There are a few things coming out this month that I'd like to get on. Board with that shipment. Hobby Link Japan right now is having a spring sale. Not an advertising video for Hobby Link Japan, but you may just be interested. I picked up a detail upset for the BMAX Cruise and a detail upset for the BMAX EF3 Civic, because I have several of those, of course. And they were selling them for like $8 a piece. So I paid $16 basically for both those detail upsets, when regularly priced they're like $16 a piece. There's around about I think it's 64 items in 124 scale, because obviously everything's on sale in this. Well, not everything, but there are things for sale in every genre and every category over there. I just put it in 124 scale automotive. And there are several kits. There are some other photo etch sets, a couple of other not decal sets, but detail upsets. They're either for things that I don't have, or in since I don't have the base kit and I don't plan to get the base kit, or I already have them. The kits are a wide variety of things. It's not all like just race cars or anything else like that. They're just things that I either already have or I'm not interested in. So, but I like being able to just sort of tiptoe in and steal a couple things out for real cheap. Like I said, half price basically on those two detail upsets. I know they had the detail upset for the 24 Hours of Nürburgring BMW M6. They also had the BMW M6, the Spa car itself, on sale. So, I mean, like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff. If you're interested, just want to pass that along. Last thing I'll pass along in this is that apparently it looks like, and I know for some people they'll be like, couldn't happen to a better guy, Matei's website, Gravity Colors, exists in the sense that it's still there, but it appears to be infected by some sort of redirect virus or something like that, because when you put in Gravity Colors, it starts to resolve the website, and then poof, you're off into some sort of virus-laden website. So I would tell him, but he doesn't respond to anybody anymore. So there you go. I don't know if that spells the end of Gravity Colors altogether, or it's just sort of some karma coming to roost there. But be that as it may, I find this all funny because it happened this morning. As far as I know, I don't know when it actually took place, but somebody in a forum group I belong to asked, just in general, not me specifically, what color red does the LaFerrari use? The Ferrari. And it's not the Russo Corsa that all the other, or Rosso Corsa, that all the other Ferraris have used before. It uses the red that the F1 car used that year, and it is something that Matei at Gravity Colors did sell at one point in time. So I went over there to look, because the bottle of it has the LaFerrari on the front of it, and yeah, I was met with being a great big gift card winner, and making my computer beep and ding and have the virus software go crazy. So yeah, whoops. I'm not going to keep exposing my computer to that to keep checking on it. So Godspeed and good luck with that. Anyway, guys, we'll see you on the other side.